Like many other linguistic features, grammar in pidgins is also simplified. These simplified linguistic structures or linguistic features include, first of all, morphology. In morphology, we have fewer inflections in both nouns and verbs. Nouns are not marked for case, gender, and number. Similarly, verbs are not marked for tense. An example of case marking missing from morphology would be this one, that a single pronoun serves as both subject and verb. A case can be understood as a linguistic category whose value is reflected by the function that it performs in a sentence. By that we mean, for example, a word can serve as a subject or an object in different situations, in different kind of sentences. And in some cases, we have a different subject and a different word indicating the subject and a different word indicating the object. In pidgin morphology, this case marking is completely missing. So we have the same word M to indicate or to be used or to perform the function of he and him. For example, both subject and object. So if you want to say, let's say, for example, I like him, you would say I like M. And when you want to say he likes me, you would say M like me. So we do not have this case marking in pidgin English. Similarly, another example is the word ol, which is derived from the English word all, A-double-L. It is used for both these words in English, they and them. So whether you are using or you want to express the function of a subject or an object in a sentence, you will use the same word, that is all. So if you want to say they will pick me up, you'll say all will pick me up, or when you want to say I will pick them, you'll say I'll pick all. So this case marking is completely missing in most pidgins. The second thing which is missing in pidgin morphology is number marking. Plurality is not indicated by inflections. For example, we will not make a plural noun by adding s or es. Plural marking is indicated either by using an actual number. For example, if you want to say apples, you will say 2 apples or 3 apples or 12 apples, etc. 12 apple, sorry, not apples, 10 apple, 12 apple, 3 apple, not apples. Or it can be indicated or it can be made clear with the help of the context, which means that the context will clarify whether a plural noun is intended or a singular noun is intended. Or in pidgins, we also use a completely separate lexical item, which will be used in a sentence to indicate plurality instead of inflecting the noun, which means instead of adding s or es in the sound, in the word, another word will be used, separate word will be used with the noun to show plurality. For example, actual number indicating plurality. This example shows the actual number indicating plurality. Long dispella Vic, more long 40, Mary belong Millenbe. What it means is, along this fellow week, more along 40 women belong Milne Bay. So instead of saying there were women from Milne Bay, let's say, they would actually use the actual number 40. What this sentence actually means in English is, this week more than 40 women from Milne Bay. Another strategy which is used to indicate plurality is the use of a separate lexical item. In this case, it is the word all. We have already looked at this word, which is derived from the English word all, A-double-L. So when you want to indicate plurality, you will use this word. If you're using Pidgin English, you will use this word separately instead of inflecting the noun. So all officer belong Melanesian environment foundation. In English, it means all officer belong Melanesian environment foundation. And what this actually means, if you translate it into standard British English, it means the officers of the Melanesian Environment Foundation. Nouns are not marked for gender either in Pidgin English. So a single pronoun stands for both male and female reference. And it is again M. M refers to both he and him, so it is used as a subject and object. In addition to that, it has a lot of work to do. It is used for both male and female reference, and also for she and her. So it is used for he and him and for she and her both. In case of prepositions, there are only two proper prepositions. One is belong, which is pronounced as belong, derived from the English word belong, and it means of or for in Pidgin. The other preposition which is used is long, and the word long is used for everything else. So no other preposition is used in Pidgins, only belong and then long, and long would mean all the other, would perform all the other prepositional functions, for example, to, along, outside, out, at, etc. Another feature of Pidgin grammar is that tenses are not, verbs are not marked for tense. Again, tense is also marked externally, just as plurality is indicated externally instead of inflecting the noun. The tense is also represented or indicated externally to the word, to the verb, by the addition of another word. So verb is not inflected, and in place of, instead of inflecting the verb, an additional word is used. So bung I bin start long Monday. The additional word which is used here is been to indicate the past tense. So this can be translated into meeting he been start along Monday, and what it actually means in English is the meeting started on Monday. So we see in Pidgin grammar also a lot of simplification of rules and principles which have resulted in let's say one word performing several different functions, which means indicating gender, indicating case, and in other cases we have external words which are external to the noun or the verb, which is used for expressing a certain meaning to indicate plurality or the tense of the verb.